9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0.
Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.
Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Happy Monday. And yes, I am here. Is your girl Wrestling with Honey. Welcome to our Monday edition of WWT Live. I will be hosting y'all today, and we are in a pretty celebratory mood. We're pretty much celebrating a year anniversary of the return of CM Punk, which definitely causes us to remember to never say never. And we're going to get into all things for Monday Night Raw tonight. We have Monday Night Mayor this evening for our Monday Night Watch Along, and lots to talk about. But guess what, guys? You know I don't do this alone. You know I got a tag team partner, right? My tag team partner is probably the best, okay? We are the best tag team in digital entertainment. I don't care what you heard. Lies, all lies. So we already know, guys. It's the councilman in the building. And I'm trying to find his intro because I can't introduce the councilman without a proper intro. And I got to find it here, and there it is.
It's Councilman Will Ferrell of Strattonville with his Parisiac constituents.
That's how I feel every Tuesday.
Man, what's up?
What's going on?
Is here. Never fear, never fear. The councilman is here. How you
Have no fear. How you doing today?
I'm doing fantastic. I'm ready to get into it. I'm excited. War Games this week. We got so much going on.
Wild.
We just got off of Full Gear.
It was good. I watched it.
I didn't get to see all of it. I've seen the clips. And
honey, I watched the whole thing. I sat through all of Full Gear and watched all of it.
I'm so proud of you. Look at you. It's called growth, ladies and gentlemen. It's a beautiful thing. Okay. It's a beautiful thing. Councilman usually doesn't consume the whole product of AEW, but this weekend he did. Look at that.
I started from beginning when it cut on all the way till the end. It was chaotic as fuck. And I was like, now this right here was a good pay-per-view. Now why the rest of your weekly shows can't be like this? That's what we got to figure out.
Not sure why. I heard again that Will Ospreay obviously had the match of the night. I heard it was absolutely nuts.
No, see, you saying it wrong. Kyle Fletcher had match of the night.
You know what? I think all of us knew that was going to be match of the night because anything that's with Will Ospreay since he's arrived here has been a match of the night.
But what I didn't expect was just how good Kyle Fletcher was going to be.
Oh, he's great.
This is beyond like just a rivalry between friends. Like Kyle Fletcher showed me like, yo, you're someone to definitely take serious. Mm-hmm. That man told a story in that.
Yes.
I was not expecting that.
I love the whole hero, anti-hero, the whole, of course, Will Ospreay with the assassins thing. Right now, I'm like side note and sidebar. I'm really, really into, and I don't know why I never played it before, but I'm playing Assassin's Valhalla right now. And I'm all in, bro. All in. And every time I see Will Ospreay, all I can think of is assassin. And they do obviously call him the aerial assassin. He's great. I also heard the women were awesome. I heard the women were great. I heard the last match was absolutely nuts.
I know you don't like it. I know you don't like it.
She looked like herself, though.
Mercedes put on the show last night.
She looked like herself.
Mercedes put on
the way that I know that she does. She worked the way I know she could work.
Her and Statlander, now that, I was like, now that right there, that was a match. Like,
indeed.
I was like,
indeed.
So
shout out to the CEO.
I was like, this is the client that Mayor be talking about right here.
That's what we right, exactly. And you know what? Speaking of, as you say his name, he will appear.
Stop it, don't duck. So take a pic and take a photograph. No paper, just a Billy for the ride slot. Peace, see you later. What's next? I know you love the way it's going down. What's next? I know you love the way it's going down. What's next? I know you love the way it's going down. What's next? I know you love the
Mayor says in the building. It's Monday. It's only right. What's up, Mayor?
What's up, everybody? I thank you guys for covering me here. It's Monday. It means it's
Got you.
Monday Night Mayor, whatever you want to call it. I'm actually supposed to be hosting, guys, and I'm a little late. But you know, when I'm late, we still gonna finish on time because there's no rules on Monday. When TK is not in charge, she's not in charge.
Exactly.
There also must not be a rule on climate either, because we're in the same city and we are dressed like we are not. Why are you dressed like you in Michigan right now? I'm like, wait, why you look so fucking cozy right now? I keep thinking you got like just a mug with some cocoa where you just gonna go. So let's talk about food gear.
It's not cold outside. It's cold outside. Maybe it's just me.
Yeah, it's a little nippy in the tri-state over here. It's getting cold. We got a little spoiled with that Indian summer in October. But yeah. Oh man. Well, good to have you guys with us. Shout outs to everybody already with us in the chat. Lewis Johnson, cousin Ron, special little nobodies, Easy Not shout outs, and Eric Isaac and everybody else. Oh my goodness, guys. All right. Let's just get into the celebratory stuff, shall we? We are celebrating the 1 year anniversary of the return of Phil Brooks, aka CM Punk, aka, according to the councilman, CM Punk AS. But but CM Punk made a very shocking return, and last year on Survivor Series War Games, and oddly enough, he's making it to War Games just in time this week coming up. He's aligned himself with the OG bloodline, which is pretty nuts. We came off of a crazy watch along from it last week, but yeah, man, since CM Punk's been back, he's kind of kept that fire going, and it's good to have him back. I think this is where he deserves to be. So I was very happy to see him when he returned. If you guys have checked out my socials, it's also the year anniversary of the day of the night I went apeshit when he returned. I absolutely threw my lid off, and I was absolutely thrown for a loop because I was saying 15 minutes before that reaction that he was not showing up. And that's why I will never say never again. But congratulations to CM Punk, 1 year anniversary. Happy anniversary to you. Welcome back home. Great to have you. They also released something on YouTube today. WWE released a short 30-minute short, I believe it was, about behind the scenes of the night that he returned and the pretty warm welcomes that he received from the back. Guys, what do you think of CM Punk's year so far since he's arrived? Seth, I'll start with you.
He's been as advertised. He has a couple major feuds. Obviously, he moves the needle. I think them going back to his merch run, some of the legacy merch he had from his first run, it's been good. It's been a very fruitful return. Whatever side of the fence you were on with how he exited AEW, we've kind of gotten so far away of that you really don't think about that when mentioning CM Punk. And I think that was the goal the whole time. Also, if anybody was with me last week in the watch along, I called this. Him joining OG Bloodline, I called this. So makes sense, long-term storytelling there. Just the fact that you can have that ace in your back pocket to do this. You didn't have to do this, but you have. It matches the story. Paul Heyman got taken out. Hey, I'm the OG Paul Heyman guy. The promo was literally there earlier this year. So when you see him looking at this capacity, it makes sense.
Right. Paul Heyman was looking like a proud dad in that ring. I tell you, I'd never seen Paul Heyman smile so big, man. He was so excited. I was excited. I just couldn't believe that this was happening. And then all I know is that a certain someone is going to flip his lid when he finds out.
This is bullshit.
I can't imagine that Seth Rollins would have any good things to say about this. CM Punk, the man he hates the most, aligned with somebody who he also hates as well, that he costed the title back in April, Roman Reigns. I think the stare down, the face-to-face was freaking awesome. Councilman, what do you make of CM Punk aligning himself with the OG bloodline and how this pretty much this is kind of something that I don't think any of us saw coming when he returned last year. So from then to now, how would you describe the run of CM Punk so far, as well as the alignment with Roman Reigns?
Well, you also know, and in chat said I also said that this was coming, just because, again, like you said, he's a Paul Heyman guy. I think it makes sense on the fact of CM Punk sales. Just like Mayor said, CM Punk is just as advertised. He fills in seats. It's a guaranteed sold out Chicago show if they ever go to Chicago, and you could tell they ramped it up with him coming back. They visit there frequently. I think it just makes sense to be able to keep him in the picture without having to just pair him with just random folks or try to just throw him into the title picture so quickly. I think it's a great maneuver. Again, to Mayor's point, long-term storytelling with the Temu bloodline first, and him trying to, defend Paul Heyman. So it just all goes in well, and it's a great one-off for this. You know what I'm saying? Like it's a great way to keep the bloodline story going while also interjecting other people. It's kind of like X-Men. Like the X-Men are there, and then out of all of a sudden it was like, yo, the Punisher is gonna join you for this episode. Ooh. So y'all can help defeat these people real quick. Yeah, that's not it's just like, oh shit, and you just can't wait till next Saturday when it happens. And so I think it's dope. I think his run has been cool, even despite having an injury and stuff like that. I think he's found every way to still remain relevant and to make use of him being there. And even again, like to Mayor's point, this will be my final point with it. Just we've gotten past the whole 9 years of being gone. I feel like that old CM Punk that we've grown so accustomed to, I kind of feel like it's gone now. It's made me feel just a little bit like, okay, you know what? Maybe this is a grown-up Phil Brooks. Mm-hmm. This is finally the one that's like, yo, I've recognized it. I've seen it. Now I'm here to be a team player. And I'm starting to be able to kind of let that shield down and go, okay, I see you. I see you. But you still a punk ass to me.
I love it. Yeah, no, CM Punk, I mean, I would say that he's definitely got a different lens from the last time that he was in WWE. He he's more, I would say, more going towards his future legendary status at this point. At least I would consider that. He's already had a phenomenal feud. He already was in the Rumble. He didn't make it to Mania quite this year, but he was on commentary there, played a big role in making sure that Drew McIntyre was embarrassed and didn't get his moment, and then went on to a crazy feud with Drew, which I don't think any of us would have expected, which would turn out so great and so dramatic and so beautifully done. I can't wait to see what the future of CM Punk looks like going into 2025, especially now that with the last PLE being War Games, who knows where this could cliffhang by the time we get to Rumble, and Rumble's in February this time.
So could I ask y'all what's 3 things you want to see from Punk in 2025?
Ooh, that's a good one. I definitely want to. I don't know, maybe win a title. I would, you know what? I would like to see him in a match on NXT. I would like to see him in a match on NXT. Like, I don't care where you put him. I'm sure he'll fit, and he'll fit fine anywhere. He's already kind of inserted himself into NXT this year when he was the special guest ref for Trick Williams and Ethan Page. Yeah, I think as some NXT stuff, or maybe even, I mean, we got to see the whole Cody thing, don't we? We got to revisit that because they were the last 2 in the Rumble. I feel like, maybe there's an opportunity there for Punk to get some gold again. Seth, what about you?
I don't really think he needs gold during this.
Not that he does, but it would be nice to see him. Yeah.
Yeah. So not necessarily gold, but I would like to see Punk versus Roman, even if we just get some promo battles out of that. Punk versus Seth has to happen since we've had all this groundwork. And then with NXT, I think that would be a good look for Ethan Page to have a Punk match since you already laid the groundwork there. I have another interesting question. I don't know if this is on the run sheet or not, but I saw on the way here when I got home, Adam Copeland's now cleared for action.
Oh.
He's now cleared for physicality, but there's no timeline on when he'll actually be back. Oh. He's set to come back after he wraps the Percy Jackson movie that's expected to wrap in January. So all things considered, both these guys kind of swapped places.
That's a hell of a swap too, if you ask me.
In you guys' opinion?
Oh,
both have had major injuries, by the way. So I'm just talking about like match work, things like that. Who you think's having the better stay in the?
Oh, since they've switched.
Yeah,
I think right now it's Punk.
Punk.
I mean, I'm real quick, then I'm just gonna leave it here. But Punk isn't. Well, I wouldn't say stupid because Edge isn't stupid, or Adam Copeland is not stupid. But I would say Edge isn't. CM Punk isn't silly enough to not think about the way he jumps off a cage. That's all I'm saying. And Edge is a vet, or Adam Copeland's a vet. So I'm like, I'll leave it there. You do what you want with it.
Yeah,
we might get a call back on Saturday. We don't know. Punk might try to drop that elbow on the top in War Games. We don't know. We've seen pettier shots taken in wrestling.
I guarantee you, he won't miss the table if you do it though.
You can't convince me the speed tournament is not a complete shot at AEW style wrestling.
Yes, it is. Especially when I watched one with Dragon Lee, I was like, okay, I know what y'all doing with this. But yeah, I think the three things too that I want to see is they're very simple. One, bring your wife back. Two, AJ Lee returning. Three, you telling us that your wife is coming back. Those are the three things I want to see from CM Punk in 2025. But I got two others.
I don't think he should tell us anything about AJ. I think she should just show up because that would be the shocker. We know he's been trying to egg her on to, because he's been openly saying it in interviews and online and everything like that. He's been really trying to push her to, but I think eventually her seeing the way he returns is going to pretty much want her to return. Like it's going to help her, find her footing with that. But I think either way.
Yeah, I was gonna say I do got
all of those things.
I do got two real ones though, to add to it though. I want to see him be a part of John Cena's farewell tour.
Okay,
definitely want to see the two of them go, and I want to see CM Punk take on the final boss. We never got it.
No, yeah, we have to. Your arms are too short to box with God all over again.
We need that.
That would be good.
Need that one. I need those two. I need this Punk and that Rock to be able to do that. Because Rock is acting just like that.
I was at that Royal Rumble for Punk versus Rock, and that match just didn't hit for me. I think that's why they had the Shield influence in that match, just because it's such contrasting styles. And that's no shot at Punk. That's just because Dwayne is just this big ass dude. Like I can't buy it.
Yeah,
I can't buy you beating him up.
But they both.
Maybe we might see them in some capacity.
Because I didn't see him going up against Drew like that, and I was like, okay,
yeah. I didn't see that rivalry getting as hot as it did, and it caught on. And you know what? Not for nothing, as Punk made it good, but it was Drew that carried that story, though. His hatred.
I was not expecting him to go to Hell in a Cell. I was not.
All those kinds of things, like. Well, Hell in the Cell's got to be the final chapter, so that's how. But they did really well with that, and I think this is also great. The last time we saw CM Punk, it was on Raw after that match, and he was unsure, and I wouldn't say not lacking confidence, but he just seemed like there was no direction. He wasn't sure what was next for CM Punk. He was asking us everything like that, but now we know the wise man has summoned the OG Paul Heyman guy, and he is now aligning himself with the bloodline, and we will be seeing the OG bloodline, and we will be seeing him collaborate with them in action this Saturday at War Games. Whew. Hold on one second. Wait, my computer's freezing. Is anybody freezing?
Well, you are.
Yeah, I hear you though.
Yeah,
my computer.
I think you're back now.
Okay, as long as you guys hear me, but yeah. Okay, I'm good. There we are. Perfect. What we got next up? Whew, speaking of heated rivalries, this has definitely grown on me, especially after this past Friday. They had a really amazing exchange last week, very dramatic, and not for nothing, both of these men had some good points, but it is official. Saturday night main event debuting in Long Island at NBC on Peacock, Saturday, December 4th, 8 o'clock. It is official. Cody Rhodes will be defending his undisputed title against Kevin Owens. The announcement was made earlier today. What do you guys think, and who is leaving with the title?
December 14th. I'm still kind of conflicted because why didn't we get this at Survivor Series?
Yeah.
I will say I don't think we got it at Survivor Series just because you want to. I can make a case that both War Games matches overshadow this title match.
Kind
And
of.
you want your champion in the main event, and he was not about the main event Survivor Series with this feud at all.
He's not on the poster either.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, and that's not a knock on anything, but I'm just saying, like, it's
Oh,
probably
what's
smarter
going on?
for them to do this. And honestly, when we were talking about Saturday Night Main Event, I was saying I want to see more title defenses. So I'm glad that they're ripping the Band-Aid right off and going for the big one. And I think this also helps them gear up for more time to make this even more personal, maybe a little bloody. I think there's just still so much for them to grow this rivalry. I'm happy that it's grown the way it has since Bash in Berlin, because Bash in Berlin, it just felt like it was just thrown together. Now that there's storytelling behind it, the whole situation with Randy and everything like that, and the exchange that they had on Friday, this makes all the sense in the world.
Okay. So yeah, okay.
But
then I guess because we still got a contract signing we can go through, a
mhm.
few other things to do. Okay, I can see it.
Contract sign and turn into a brawl out, because you know how that goes.
As much as the rivalry is heating up, I'm trying to say this in the right way. KO is not where he needs to be yet for them to strap this title onto him.
You're right.
I think as far as momentum goes on both of them, Cody is exceeding you in that. And with us getting ready for the road to WrestleMania, I don't see them changing the title to him just yet.
Yeah. I do want to eventually see Kevin Owens with some gold, though. I think he deserves it. I mean, we know that he's had gold before, but it's just been a while since we've put him in that main picture. You know what I mean? So it's good to see him in that limelight. This rivalry is obviously getting more and more personal by the hour, and we'll see what transpires come December 14th, Saturday Main Event in Long Island. Make sure you guys stay tuned to that. Let's get into some of these comments here. Let me see. Special Little Nobody says, I could see a package pile driver into a DQ decision to keep the title on Cody and keep KO looking like a damn maniac. Because I like Crazy Kevin. I'm not gonna lie, I like Crazy Kevin.
Yeah,
I'm here for Crazy Kevin. Fight Owens, fight Kevin, but times 10. So yeah, but let's see. Boza says, shout outs to Boza. He says this is the second match that was signed. We will crown the first WWE Women's United States Champion at Saturday Night Main Event as well. Good. Yeah. So like I said, I'm glad to see gold on another show. And that's what I'm saying. Like, being able to have a show like this will be able to stretch out the 2-hour shows that we're going to have, at least for the time being, until we get to January. So yeah, that's pretty awesome. But nevertheless, this match is going to be great. And they're going to put on a banger as usual. I just can't wait to see how Cody. Say again?
It'll be good for network television. I think that's why you push it, so you can have your major title on network television on NBC and Peacock. That's why you do it. You want to promote your biggest prize to the network television audience. But do we believe? I think that's the biggest thing. Do we believe that Kevin is a viable threat to Cody's reign? And the answer is no. And that's not Kevin's fault. That's just because we know this is Super Cody area. It doesn't feel like hard times anymore, and it won't feel like hard times until the final boss just come do some shit to mess up the timeline. Like, hey, I'm gonna strip you just because I can.
The Rock is gonna learn you about hard times.
And if it's all the same to like the company, the War Games matches show me that the brand split don't matter. At least that's how I'm viewing it. Give Bronson Reed a title shot. Can he get in this Cody story at some point? Just give me like same thing he did to Seth. Get like 5 tsunamis. Like I just don't like you. I'm coming for the top spot.
He's already, coming for a top spot, aligning himself with the Timu bloodline. In this case, he's put himself inserted himself into one of the hottest stories that are going on right now. So maybe we will see Braun.
Matter of fact, what Shinsuke's doing with LA Knight would have been better for Cody than continue the Kevin stuff.
Okay.
I want to agree, but I also too, it's like I want to see what they do with Shinsuke with this LA Knight thing, because when they did it with him and Cody, when it first started, it looked dope, and then for some reason it was just like, oh no, this is Super Cody right now. Y'all didn't know we not gonna have Shinsuke look good at all, and they really made Shinsuke kind of look bad in this, and it was just like, it was so much potential in there. So it's like I don't want to see him go up that again just now, especially with where Cody's at.
Mm-hmm.
But I think that's the biggest thing too. It's like it's kind of Cody's kind of now fallen into the Trick Williams thing with SmackDown. Like you're at this, I'm just throwing it out there. It's at this super level to where it's like we know what you got to get to, which is the final boss. So there's no one there right now that we believe can take this from you.
Technically, I feel like this isn't even like this is going to lead to something bigger than the final boss. I think this is going to lead to Homelander Cody. All of this is to lead to Homelander Cody. I don't know if you guys have been hearing that term, but that term's been around on the IWC, and there's been mentions of now and again Cody possibly turning heel.
I'm gonna fight all these urges, my brother.
I'll do my best to fight that urge because I don't want them to pull the trigger on that yet. But all of this is going to lead to that, especially this situation, because you saw kind of like an inkling of it with Carmelo Hayes and their interaction last week as well. So and not for nothing, Kevin has a point. Kevin's not
right.
wrong in this situation, and neither is Cody.
Cody,
It's not going to happen yet. It's not going to happen.
If you get heel Cody any point in 2025, Dwayne Johnson's going to be a champion. I don't care if it's for one night. He's going to get the belt.
Yeah,
and you already know that's not what they want to show right now.
Nah.
So we still got to fill in December, January, February, March. We still got to fill all that in for us to get to April.
There's not a single fan that will be against Dwayne Johnson being the world champion for any period of time.
I will not. I'm not, the hell no, absolutely not.
and then also too, you still got Cena lurking.
Yes.
That you still got Cena around, because I know Cena's gonna be free agent, so Cena can go anywhere.
And Cena's gonna kick off the year for us. He's gonna be there at Netflix. He's advertised. Cody's advertised. I don't know about The Rock, but I've been hearing things. I don't know if it's finalized or anything like that, but
TK, man.
TK, we here. TK, we need them chickens.
Hey, yo. Come on, man.
January 6th,
Stop playing. We try to be up in there.
I'm trying to hold out for as long as I can so I could at least make it
nice list.
Out on bail, first out of jail, California dreaming. As soon as I step on the scene, I'm hearing hoochie screaming, feeding for money and alcohol.
No, do what you gotta do. You do what you gotta do and petition to get those tickets, y'all. But Saturday night main event is gonna be taking place. Kevin Owens and Cody for the undisputed title. Now, for a real interesting conversation, ESPN, and I want to do this before I put the picture up. ESPN has dropped their top 50. Was it 50? Top 50 or 100, or I don't know how many, but it was
top 30 under 30.
Top 30 under 30. That's what it is. Top 30 wrestlers under 30. I'm just going to read from 10 down because it's going to be too long of a list to get through the whole thing, but at least the top 10. Shota Umino from New Japan Wrestling. We also have is number 10. Daniel Garcia of AEW's number 9. Kyle Fletcher from AEW as well, number 8. Let's see. Jack Perry is a lucky number 7. Takeshita's number 6. Mariah May number 5. Rhea Ripley number 4. Tony Storm number 3. MJF number 2. And I know he's tight because Dirty Dom has made it to the number 1 spot of top wrestlers 30 under 30. And you know what? I'm proud Because not for nothing, when we saw his little ass being fought for custody with Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero, we never thought never thought we would even get this. Okay, there was no indication of this kind of Dominic being in that kid that we saw in those SmackDowns years ago. The same Dominic Mysterio that CM Punk sang happy birthday to his sister and all of that stuff. Disrespect. Y'all are gonna put some respect on Dirty Dom's name because he is your number one wrestler, top 30, under 30. What do we guys think? Did ESPN get it right? Is there anything you guys would change about this list? But not for nothing. I'm not mad at number one at all. I love this for him.
I have some thoughts, but being as my clients are unranked, I'll let the councilman go first because I'm pretty sure he has a grievance to air with his clients being 20 and 17, I believe, respectively.
That's a little wild. And you know what? I also said under someone's post, I was like, the fact that Will Ospreay's not on this list is criminal. But then I saw that he's 31, so he just missed the cusp. But even still, but go ahead, Councilman.
You know, it's understandable. Folks gonna hate, especially ESPN. Like, I don't want to say ESPN don't like women, but you know, I'm not gonna throw that out there like that. But
you do have a lot of women in the top 10.
You named two people, Mariah May and Rhea Ripley. The fact my clients are nowhere to be found, like, okay.
Tony Storm is in there too.
Well, Tony Storm is. First of all, don't nobody know how old Tony Storm is. Tony Storm is fucking 48 years old.
No, don't.
Like, she's under 30. I've seen this lady for at least over 20 years.
Stop it.
I don't know. So some of these people don't even look like they under 30 either. So let's start there.
We can agree. We can all agree that I think Roxanne should be higher than 20, though.
Yes.
Say that again.
Roxanne
should be higher than 20.
Should definitely be higher than 20.
She should.
Every Stratton is 18 as well. Yeah, Roxanne should be higher than 20 with the year she's had.
Yeah, that's crazy. That's a little wild. That's a little wild. Or even Tiffany Stratton, not even a Bianca or a Jade. Like, did they?
I think Bianca's over 30 though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Jade as well.
Jade is definitely.
I even take Logan Paul being 22. I think Logan Paul, with the marquee matches he's made or had, just being the spectacle that he is, I would say if he continues to do this at the same course he's doing, he should probably be top 15, if I'm being honest. Because he's
good question.
He's made himself into a spectacle. She's 18.
I don't believe that MJF should be 2. Like, I'm sorry. I respect MJF, but I think he's way too high on that list.
I think so too, only because he wasn't really around for most of the year.
Well, even too, if you're not just doing it for the year, if it's just like the fact of these being 30 under 30, career-wise, like MJF, you are a fan favorite, but if we're going to start comparing this with like career highlights and milestones, you definitely don't sit at number 2. Like, you're not higher than Rhea.
The fact that Dirty Dom beat MJF, I'm sure that's got to piss him off somewhere. I need to see a promo.
But you got to understand the reason why he got number 1, which makes sense. There is no heel better right now in the wrestling business than Dom. There's no one that gets you. Like, even Triple H said when he was out there, I thought they filled this sound in. I didn't know it was this loud when he come out here and do this. The fact that they don't even let him talk.
Yes.
You've been red hot in all of the biggest stories on Monday Night Raw for the last 3 years? Like, to go from tag teaming with your dad and making history with that to becoming a full-fledged heel. Because remember, we looked at Dom and it was just like, okay, Dom is gonna be one of these. He's Ted DiBiase's son at best.
Cynthia, this is the best way to put it. Tom turned heel as a heel. I don't think I've ever seen anybody do that.
Yeah, and he straight. He you know what he did? He Eddie Guerrero did, to be honest with you.
He did.
He legit Eddie Guerrero himself.
Yes.
Like, Eddie was good. It was just there was something he just couldn't get over that heel. Then he switched it up. Then he got really in his bag with lying, cheating, and stealing, and then Eddie just stole all our hearts. And Dominic just did the same shit. Dominic was like, no, not only am I going to turn my father, I'm going to show y'all why y'all going to call me Dirty Nasty Dom. And he has not stopped since.
No.
Giving him gold is just going to piss so many people off.
Most improved, like he's definitely the most improved I've ever seen. He just gets better and better with the time. And he's definitely
leaned into his character a lot.
And we will get to a point where we fall in love with him. I've been saying it for years. I was like, you know what? Even when they had him with Rey Mysterio teamed up together and everything like that, I'm like, man, I already see it. He's gonna turn on his dad. He's gonna turn into this heel moment. Like it's gonna be big, but I just didn't think it would get this big. And I'm just so proud and so happy to witness it because he's doing a freaking phenomenal job. I can't blame him at all. I mean, come on, you get gold. You got the girls, you get the tendies, you got the PlayStation, you get all the heat. Like it's the beautiful thing.
But I will say this though, ESPN, I'm gonna need y'all to recognize NXT as not just a developmental brand anymore. Because I noticed that reading this list, I'm like, that's what y'all doing. Because y'all don't consider them to be in the top rankings of Raw, SmackDown, New Japan, AEW. Y'all see them as still like, oh, well, that's the undercard. That's them still getting together. No.
Yeah.
A couple of other things going out on this list. Braun Breaker ranked 11. Last year was ranked 6. Austin Theory ranked, I believe, 15. Last year was ranked 3. Jordan Grace moved up to 16. Last year was ranked 24. So some people are moving down. Some people are slightly moving up. But it's just, I know you want to have some balance. The wrestling is international. But some of these names, it's almost as if you're trying to project that the shine on them has kind of wore off a little bit. Well, Austin Theory, I can agree with that. But with Braun Breaker, there's no reason he shouldn't be he's just outside of the top 10 and 11. There's no reason he shouldn't be top 5 with the impact he's had on the main roster just this year.
Yeah,
absolutely.
He's a mainstay.
And that's what makes me go back to believe like y'all don't count NXT like that. Like even for like a Jordan Grace, like
for being 16, yeah,
and for her merging into like being a TNA champion, being in the Royal Rumble, and being in NXT, it's like I can tell now that y'all are not counting NXT. Even for like a Braun Breaker. Braun Breaker had one of the most impressive careers in NXT. NXT champion, tag team champion, some of the matches that he's been in. Like, you can tell y'all are not adding that into this, and it really shows. And that's why I can even see why you put Tiffany where she is. Tiffany has had one of the best women's career at NXT, and how she's skyrocketed to always being on television every Friday.
Yep.
And she don't even 20.
I just know Big Papa Pump saw the list and was like, "Oh, would you look at? Oh, wait! Oh, unfortunately,
I believe
I had to.
Towards the end of the list, you have Julia Hart getting her first ranking. Jamie Hayter, who was ranked, I think, 19 last year. She's like in the lower 20s now. I gotta feel like if you're talking about 30 under 30, I would think that your inaugural Women's North American champion should be on the list. I would think that the first ever North American women's champion and Kalani Jordan should be on this list, even if it's just 30. They squeak Dragon Lee in there at 29. No shade, but I'm just saying one of these people made history. So
that's why I said,
bro, there's going to be a lot to make up as we continue doing this list next year.
ESPN, mark your words. You better go watch NXT and stop playing. I don't like the disrespect of what you're doing with the black and silver brand right now.
Right, that platinum brand, man.
Yeah, you gonna count
some respect on this platinum brand's name, ESPN.
Yeah, but shout out to the people that made it to the list. But I can definitely see like the bias in it, because it's like me making a list of the top 30 under 30 for AEW. And we all watch it.
Imagine that.
Right.
Oh, man,
like John Moxley. Be like, he's 43. Oh, is he? Oh, hold on.
Oops, gotta look it over.
All in all, it's good to see Dom get some recognition. I mean, that's cool.
I'm
hoping that the trajectory continues. I mean, outside of what they're doing with Liv, he needs his own thing.
That's and this is just one of his accolades. He was also the most improved wrestler and had the most matches in 2024. He's also been North American champion. Like, the kid's on his way. We already know the kid's on his way. He's falling right into his role smoothly. And I just love it. I can't wait to see the continued growth that is Dirty Dom Mysterio. Now, Raw for this evening should be really, really interesting. It is the go home show before War Games this Saturday, and looks like a pretty good card tonight. We got this match, Queen Nia and Bianca Belair. Lord help me, that match is going to be really, really good. And considering the fact that,
can I ask a question? So we just don't give a shit about the draft no more.
No, they dropping that.
Okay, so it ain't no brand splits no more.
Yeah, I've seen reports that they're gonna.
Wait, what are we referring to?
They're like, it's
Bianca and Nia having a match on Raw.
That is a War Games advantage match.
Yeah,
so that's why we have that match. That's gonna be a War Games advantage match.
Yeah, who gets in first or last or whatever it is.
Yeah,
I think.
Who has the advantage to enter the cages? We're also getting a tag team championship match that was announced. So the War Raiders will get their shot against JD and Finn Balor tonight.
Oh, that's right too. I didn't see that picture up there. Darn it, I forgot about that. But yeah, I think that's going to be really good as well. We also have tag team action between Dragon Lee and Rey Mysterio of LWO versus the Creed Brothers of American Made, and we have the Intercontinental title. I believe it's on the line, right? It's Braun Breaker versus Ludwig Kaiser. And then, of course, we have the New Day versus Otis and Akira Tozawa. This is gonna be a good night. I love that we don't advertise what's going on with the Wyatt Six, because I know that's something we're gonna eventually see anyway. So it just gives me something to look forward to. But what's your take on the matches tonight? Who do you see walking out victorious on the card that we have so far? Said.
Honestly, I think the heels will probably get the advantage in the War Games match. So I'm going to say Nia Jax wins, just because we'll talk about it in a minute. But with Jade being out, there's still a little bit of curiosity as to who's going to fill the fifth spot. Rumors are that Jade has an actual neck injury. I'm going to pick the Creeds over LWO, because whatever Chad Gable did last week to kind of discourage the Creed brothers, I think we see a more turned up version of them. And Braun Breaker going to get his lick back on Ludwig. Shout out to Ludwig. I think he did an indie spot over the weekend, so that's cool. We see WWE still allowing the wrestlers to go to indie promotions.
I just hope this kid got extra padding on his ribs, because it's not going to be a pretty sight.
And then with the New Day and Alpha Academy, we saw this happen last week, and I'm this close to not doing a Raw after show today, just because this is pissing me off. But we now know that December 2nd, next week, is the official New Day anniversary. Whatever tribute show we were promised 2 weeks ago, that's apparently happening next Monday. So I think this is the last domino to fall, where you'll see.
So wait, when is the actual anniversary of the New Day?
I think it's Thanksgiving.
Oh, okay. All right, I guess. All right. Because they had me I thought that they were having that celebration weeks ago. Like when you had the watch along with the you were all ready to go with the unicorn on your head and everything. Nothing happened. Nothing came of it. That's so stupid. WWE, get it together. And these pre-tape shows, man, y'all throwing me off, because I can't make no honey pot predictions if there's spoilers everywhere already. Hello, help me out here, guys. But what are you guys looking forward to seeing most tonight?
November 28th is the official day that they debut.
Okay.
In SmackDown.
Okay, cool. And then I saw that American Made is an LWO. That's a tag team tornado match. We haven't seen one of those in a while. I used to love those tag team tornado matches, especially back in the day. But who are we looking forward to seeing tonight?
I'm ready to see this New Day thing wrap. I know that. I'm definitely ready to see that. Once you got to go face Alpha Academy and prove that you are a dominant tag team, something's wrong. Something's wrong.
You fighting with Otis and shit. Yeah, that's got to be a problem.
And Tozawa,
they're harmless. They do nothing to y'all.
they are a show. That's it. They are the Harlem Globetrotters of Monday Night Raw. How you fucking
Not the Harlem Globetrotters style.
That's what they are. They the Harlem Globetrotters. Like, they supposed to come in, make you smile, have a good time, say thank you, and then dip. And then Desire will do his. That's his dance.
I cannot.
I look forward to seeing Sheamus hit Ludwig with a big ass boot to the face, and then this leads to a triple threat match between these three. I would love to see that at Survivor Series for the title. I think we're gonna have a good tag match between Ray, Dragon, and the Creed brothers. I think we're gonna see something dope.
That's gonna be special.
Unless Ray age kicks in, but then also too, I'm just still wondering. There's a tag team in LWO. Why aren't they wrestling as the LWO tag team? Why is it these two taking on the Creed brothers? But okay, I digress. And just to see these two lovely melanin queens in the ring together, I don't care what happens.
I think I'm more excited for the one match, and I'm excited for the tag team match with Judgment Day and War Raiders. I think War Raiders has a real shot this time. I personally see it for them, but because I think it's time to get this time. I'm tired of seeing Finn with a tag title. I don't want Finn with that gold. I need Finn in the main picture, and y'all need to give my boy some respect. So that's all I'm saying.
Here's the thing: how many times they defended the title?
Huh?
This is their second title defense.
Let's say second title defense
in this year,
and 160 days, something like that.
And they barely be shown with the titles. So
then let them lose it. Let them lose it. Give it to the fresh War Raider group that is ready to be back consistently, and that's it. Let them dominate. It's not like we haven't seen them do it before.
Here's the only problem with that. Then that's when the Judgment Day folds, because now you got three people that don't have nothing to do.
Exactly. So I expect the Viking Raiders, War Raiders to win.
Man, I don't know.
That's not even the most exciting thing on Raw tonight, though. I'm not excited for any of this or that.
I'm excited for. I want to see more Uncle Howdy and Final Testament. But go ahead.
See, I got a curveball. These watch-alongs have kind of got me a little used to the flow of these 2-hour Raws. What I look forward for on Monday nights now is R-Truth. What is R-Truth going to do? We've been having these backstage segments with Truth following people, interacting with everybody behind the show. That's what I look forward to on Monday nights now. R-Truth and and Pete Dunne every single week with that. R-Truth and Miz and interacting with the Wyatts. This is R-Truth show.
I remember what I talked to you about, honey, when I said, remember when they used to have them talk shows for WWE, kind of like the Tonight Show?
Yes.
They need to bring that back and let R-Truth host.
The Raw Talk?
But the setting, like the Tonight Show.
Oh, like the one guests, with Mr. Perfect and Bobby.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Bring that back and let R-Truth host. What I tell you, comedy gold.
Yeah.
You would do so much with that show if he was to host it. It would be incredible.
I know that Liv is, according to Nick Aldis, Liv is the MVP of 2024, but low key, the MVP of 2024 might be R-Truth. Just saying.
I might give him 6-man for right now, just because he's definitely been carrying Monday Night Raw. Mm-hmm. But I do got a question though, because I may be off on it, so just let me know. One is very just like I'm throwing it out there. The other one probably makes more sense. So with Jay Cargill being out, I've been trying to figure out who's going to be the replacement. Now, my one that I feel make the most sense would be Dakota Kai, would take her spot. Now, the other one that's very far-fetched, but because I saw something on IG, I was just like, what if Alexa Bliss joined them for War Games?
That's very far-fetched.
It's out there. Or should that wait till Rumble? Would it be a better impact for her to come back at the Rumble or for her to join War Games?
I think she'd have a better moment if she came back at Rumble. Same if Carmella is ready to return as well. It'd be a better moment for them.
Big pop when you hear that music.
Yeah.
I
I think.
If Jade is really out because of serious injury, then it's gonna be Bailey.
Yeah, apparently.
Yeah, Bailey.
Yeah, apparently. I mean, well, since we're there, let's just get into that. Jade Cargill, unfortunately, she's being written off TV reportedly for injury, and it's actually a very serious injury, so she's going to be out for some time. Still trying to figure out who attacked my poor Jade Cargill. I have a few ideas as to who it could be, but it didn't look good for the big 2 out of 3 this past week. Being that now there's not many options, and Bailey would be the replacement, but I'm not sure how Bianca's gonna feel about that. So who do you guys think?
Don't tell that storyline though with Bianca and Bailey, because it's been going on for like 4 years.
It has.
And we know who took Jade out. We know who took Jade out.
Who took out Jade, Councilman?
It was Bronson Reed. That's what it is. Bronson Reed said, "Oh, y'all can get it. Oh, you can get this work." Including you, Jade. And he tsunami her.
It don't matter.
It don't matter.
If you got a belt, I'm coming.
Okay, yeah. No, man.
Reed don't kill.
In all seriousness, who are some possibilities that you think that somebody? I think I know who did it. But go ahead.
I'm gonna say
Naomi, that's a good character arc for her if she did it. Because the thing I put in the chat over the weekend, because Naomi been apologizing to everybody on Twitter and saying like it wasn't me. But like it makes sense if she had just anger in her heart, because like, hey, y'all keep pressing Bailey, y'all not here for me when I'm getting jumped, all this type of stuff. And when they did that thing with Kalani Jordan, that being the final straw, it's like, oh, you making her big 3 like I don't exist. You go in NXT and give her a shine like I don't exist. If it's Naomi and you go through that to give her that character shift that she needs, that would be dope.
We got some people in the chat saying that possibly Naomi. Cindy says, I think Bailey did it. Boza says, I suspect Bailey. I have seen people accuse Charlotte Flair. And that right there, Boza, is my guess. I think Charlotte Flair, the queen, is the only one who'd be able to take out somebody like Jade Cargill. And Jade Cargill and Charlotte Flair have openly expressed in interviews many times before that they want to work together. I think this would be a great way to usher in the queen, come back as heel. We don't really have that many good heels on SmackDown left, but I wouldn't mind it being.
I lie. I think we may be having a sleeper that we missing. I think Chelsea and Piper may have did it. Because you were saying no one else. I could see Piper sneaking up on her and hitting her with that. Because one that now weakens the tag team, and it opens them up if in case they want to go for a shot. Because especially coming off a crown jewel like the way they did.
Yeah.
Same with Lash and Jakara. People are saying Lash and Jakara just so you make more out of these tag team titles. If it's Charlotte, I mean that's a good surprise. But I mean she needs to.
Charlotte could just come back.
Crazy. It would be crazy if it was Jakara and Lash Legend, not for nothing. That would give them some edge. They've had an opportunity against them before. What a way to make brand new heels. I think that would be awesome. But then you also have girls like Blair Davenport running around. You got Unholy Union, who is yet to be seen in a while.
To Boza's point right there. Yeah, Jay was on the other side of that bracket for the US title. So
whoever somebody was using it as a strategy. So,
yeah. but I would have wondered, and I would ask, do you think it's time for a Naomi heel turn? Because I don't think it's smart for Bailey to go heel this fast.
Oh, Bailey's character is like treading water, though. I think it would make sense, but all the things to take down damage control just to. You lose that, but I think she needs it. But I just think it would be so cool if you did that with Naomi. All imagery aside and how cool the big 3 is, that would give her that edge that you really need to make her a champion.
And it would be an ultimate swerve. So I think Naomi's a great idea. That's something I don't think anybody would see coming.
I won't fear the glow. I want them to fear the glow.
Fear the glow. All right. Well, we won't know until they let us know. God.
But before we move on, though, I do gotta say, shout out to whoever came up with it in creative of being able to write off characters the way that they've been doing, because they've definitely stepped it up from like the scenes of where you find them, like how we found Rhea Ripley in the NXT parking lot and stuff. I like how they're doing all of that, like with like how they're setting up like prosthetics to like really make it look like, oh snap, this happened.
Yeah,
and this is why they really out. So I was just like,
Jay wasn't
and
even
we
in
haven't
no
seen
ring
a
there.
heel.
She
We
was
haven't seen a heel
stretched.
Naomi since Team Bad.
wait, what?
We haven't seen a Naomi since heel Naomi since Team Bad. If you think about it,
And that one was okay. That was very much okay.
yeah. I completely forgot to make a slide for this, and this was totally by accident. This isn't even shade or anything, but I totally skipped one of the slides here. But let's just talk about the ladies of AEW for 1 second. Mercedes Moné kicked it pretty well into Full Gear and retained her title this weekend. And we also had a very interesting segment between for our women's champion Mariah May and Mina Shirakawa. Let's just dive into that really quick. What did you guys think of the showing between Mercedes Moné and Chris Statlander this past weekend at Full Gear? I mean, I didn't get to watch all of it. I have seen clips, and I was talking about it with Councilman earlier. Mercedes looked like herself. She looked the way that I've always known that she could look when she does her in-ring work, and she pretty much kicked some ass. You know what? Mayor, Mercedes Moné performance. What do you think?
I got another dark horse for Hutak Jade. I forgot to mention it, but let me have the floor real quick.
Mm-hmm.
I told you so. I told you so. I said that this would be Chris Statlander's best match to date. I believe those were my exact words. And that's what happens when you finally get people that can keep up with your style. I feel like behind the scenes, we see a lot of clips of Mercedes training, and then she gets other young athletes to train with her at the gym. I think once you build that chemistry with people, you can have the right type of work rate you want. And I think it's very telling that they gave that match more time than the original match lengths that we normally see from the AEW's women's division. But it's very telling that Mercedes finally had that great match. What they did with Mariah May, I see a lot of people are kind of sour on that because it's more of a Dynamite segment, and that's your big belt. That's your women's champion, and they still haven't really gave her the same fire she had from the Toni Storm rivalry. But I think for Mercedes to put on that great match with Chris Statlander, that backs up everything she says about being for women's wrestling and wanting to push it forward, getting more time length, getting more classic matches that people can refer to in AEW, and doing that with the entire division. And then dropping that she's going to be, I think, at for the Strong Championship. I think it's called Wrestle Kingdom.
Yes,
she'll be performing there. So we're doing the Lord's work in AEW, Mercedes.
Councilman, what do you think of what did you think of the match between Mercedes Moné and Chris Statlander, and also go into Mariah May after?
Okay. Yeah, I think it just proves that people are listening to women's wrestling talk, because I am positive that she heard us talking, because this was everything you've said. This is the match that showed that. And so now also as well, it also goes with who decides to work and who you decide you're going to work it with, because I think Chris Statlander did a great job of allowing Sasha to highlight why she's the champ. But then even in that same time, Sasha did a great job of pushing Statlander as a face. So now that whole hey, I think we pushed her a little too fast, she just switched, I think it really showed you why it was that. And even just how Mercedes did it to where it was it wasn't technically a solid clean. She had to bite her on the leg and roll her up, after hitting her with multiple things. But it's to show you hey, this is a dope women's division. I can put on dope matches, and that's what we saw. And so, like I said, I will always give credit where credit is due. Mercedes put on one hell of a performance. It reminded me of Sasha Banks' time when she was there, and I just hope to have her get more of that. And I hope for her to be paired with other people that see the big picture in telling the story. And as far as Mariah May and
Mina Shirakawa,
yeah, that girl. That was awkward. That was just an awkward segment.
Talk about
that
it,
was just like it didn't make no sense. Like her going up there to talk and celebrate, like none of it like none of that came together. Like none of it. Like her toasting her, it was weird. When she came out, it was weird. It was just like I feel like they came up with that last minute. And that's
like
what
we just need to have something there.
Yeah, and the only thing was, it was just like the only idea they even had was like, we're just gonna put you through a table, and that was it. Because like she had like a champagne bottle that she was gonna hit her with, and she missed. And I was just like, why did y'all just let her hit her? Like if that was the case, like let the women's champion stand tall, like bust her in the back of the head with it, and then like take another one, drink that shit, and hold your title up. It was like you missed, and then it was this weird like. Like, what you doing? What you mean what I'm doing? What you doing? I ain't doing nothing. Were you? And then like, what the fuck is going on? That's what that shit felt like. It felt like bad acting. It was like watching a Tubi movie. You know which ones. You know what category I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. That's what it felt like. And I was just like, ooh, this does not bode well for you being the women's champion, and especially after Mercedes having the match she had. And it's like, yo.
And you have the belt. You have the belt. You have the belt that Toni Storm has been carrying for a whole year.
And you just made that shit time. And you just made it drop. Now the TBS one is becoming even more relevant to fight for, because you just made it look like it's nothing.
And I'm gonna just put this, and I'm gonna say why.
I'm not feeling it.
Belt off Mariah May right now. Everybody, take the belt off. What happened there, and the reason why it was such a weird segment is because with Mariah May, whoever's doing the creative for this story, I think that they're trying their very, very best and hardest to recreate what she did to Toni Storm, and it'll never be that good.
Well, and that's the thing. I think somebody wrote that in the comment. I think Boza may have wrote it. And I think it really rings well for her. She's in the wrong company. You would flourish if you were in WWE, because your character relies on a story. The character needs a story. Otherwise, it is just left up to like being in a title defense, and y'all don't have nothing for her. Right. Because y'all don't sell her as a competitor. You sell her as a character.
Right.
And so
shout out to Hickenbottom, relying on those betrayal angles. Mm-hmm. Can't always flourish like that.
No, and I don't think they have nothing for her. That's why it's like you would do better in a WWE right now, because like the way you act, like it fits perfect. Like if she was in NXT right now, going up against like Ariana Grace and then bust her in the back of the head with a champagne bottle, that'd have been highlight of the night.
Right.
That'd have been highlight of the effing
night. Or
night.
If she went to swing for the bottle, ducked without looking, like ducked, and then do the spin kick, like, oh, like she was a step ahead of you, like, all right, make it interesting then. But then it just looked so stupid.
Like, kicking that bottle out of her was kind of cold.
No, it wasn't.
It was, but it was too long.
Stupid.
It was too long.
The segment was too long and it was too awkward. But her kicking the bottle, I was like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Right.
We got some real kicks, not that Carmen stuff I'll be seeing in next.
Them, you know, it was them. That was a Nikita Lyons. That was a Nikita Lyons click. That was a Nikita Lyons kick. That wasn't a Lola Vice kick.
No, look at. Oh yeah, before we get off this, I want to tell y'all my Jade wish. And hear me out. Hear me out.
Oh shit.
Brandy Rhodes.
Oh.
We want some long-term storytelling.
Brandy Rhodes.
It's always on site.
Yes.
And Jada Parker?
No, Jade Cargill. That attacked Jade Cargill.
It ain't gonna happen, but it'd be hilarious.
Who told you
on site? It still ain't open mic night.
Damn.
I didn't even think of that. That is pretty crazy.
But if they turned heel before Cody did, I can see that. If them two went heel as a tag team, and she came out and interrupted Cody's segment.
And then she's the influence to make him turn heel as well later on. And we get Homelander couple Cody like over. Oh my God, that would be
work.
It could
open
work.
mic night indeed. I like that. I like where your head's at. Man, I do like that. We're gonna take a quick break and shout out to our sponsors at All Caribbean Wrestling, and you guys should check out some merch before we get into our final topic of the day.
This episode of Women's Wrestling Talk has been brought to you by All Caribbean Wrestling. Catch the wave. Go to allcaribbeanwrestling.com to check out all the latest pay-per-views or go on the YouTube page at All Caribbean Wrestling. Also, go and check out their socials on Instagram at All Caribbean Wrestling and on X at All Caribbean WR1.
Hey, yo, you. Yeah, you that's watching this. You sitting on the couch staring at the screen not knowing what you want to do like this is an online college. Are you tired of wearing shirts that make you look like an extra stuck in catering? Do you want to step your wrestling swag game up to the next level? Then Women's Wrestling Talk has got you covered. Like literally. Are you for life in pink or black and white? Or maybe you're the EST and people need to respect you accordingly. Want to put some pride in your stride and show off the muscle in your hustle? Then make sure you check out the WWT store. Not now, but right now. Alright? What you waiting for? Head to www.talkpodstore.com and don't make me fight you. Shit.
That's www.talkpod.com for all your cool merch, all the cool things we got going on. You know, buy some drip, look like one of us. You'll be cool again. You know, and also shout out to our sponsors at All Caribbean Wrestling. They got some amazing things going on, so check out them on all their social spaces. For our final topic of the hour, before we go, we talked about this a little bit last week. Wrestle Dynasty's International Women's Cup, and we made predictions or suggestions as to which of the four each four qualifiers would have, like for Stardom, AEW, CMLL, and Ring of Honor. Well, it is revealed that there are going to be a couple of names there, and two of them from Ring of Honor Women's Champions. We have Athena, the forever champion of Ring of Honor, as well as the Women's Television Champion, Red Velvet. And then you also have Billy Starks and Layla Hirsch, and they will face off in a fatal four-way match at an undetermined date, and the winner for another fatal four-way match at Wrestle Dynasty on January 5th at the Tokyo Dome, where the winner will receive the International Women's Cup. So shout outs to those four women and congrats to them for being a part of this. What do you guys make of this? Said?
I think the concept is very cool, to feature a lot of women's talents in various promotions. I think to make it for successful for all parties considered, I think the winner has to come out of CMLL or Stardom, though. Like, we got to start elevating those companies in this partnership just to get more eyes on them. That way, these partnerships and mashups of talent make sense. Like, bring viewership in by having somebody that we're not really familiar with actually win this whole thing.
Yeah. So it was revealed that during AEW Full Gear 0 Hour, those were the four competitors. We also have three other four-way matches for AEW, CMLL, and Stardom, and they will determine the rest of the participants. It was also earlier this week, we had CMLL's fatal four-way going to be taken December 13th. I don't know how to say this name, between Zeuxis. I don't know if that's the right way to say it. I'm sorry. Reina, Isis, Persephone, and Sanely. Yeah, so, and we also have some matches already set for Wrestle Dynasty. Zack Sabre Jr. versus Ricochet, Kenny Omega versus Gabe Kidd, Jack Perry versus Yoda Tsuji. I think that's the way you say it. Sorry. Tomorrow Ishii challenges either Shingo Takagi or Konosuke Takeshita for the Never Open Weight Championship, and it will be a double title match with the AEW International Championship line if Takeshita is still champion going into Wrestle Kingdom. So lots of cool stuff happening there. Make sure you guys check that out. My computer's freezing again. This is stupid. I hate this. Can you guys still hear me?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Can you hear us?
Oh, okay, cool. All right, there we go. I think I'm back now. I can hear you guys. Yes. Sorry, this is an old computer. You're gonna need to get it together with the electronics. But yeah, so I think that pretty much covers everything that we had going on for today for WWT Live. Now all we need to do is tell the great people how they can find us, starting with our mayor, since he's going to be on in a half an hour for Monday Night Mayor, Monday Night Raw tonight for our watch along.
Am I?
Am I? I mean, are you? It's scheduled.
Am I?
I'm just saying. It's scheduled.
I don't know, man. I got to check the receipts and the paper trail. But you can find me here sometimes, Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I got the Jacob DeLawrence schedule and contract now. But also find me on Twitter at says CEDD_SAYS. I write for this platform and others wrestling content. Also, said is the answer on Instagram. And lastly, I want to shout out our producer from the future, because we want to thank you guys for joining us every time we do a stream, all our writing content on the website, stuff like that. And we have a special way to thank you for being a friend.
Thank you for being a friend. Travel down the road and back again. Your heart is true. You're a pal and a confidant. And if you threw a party, invited everyone you knew, you would see the biggest gift would be from me, and the card attached would say, thank you for being a friend.
When the yams and mac and cheese touch, it's a beautiful thing, guys. It's
That's
a
what she
beautiful
wanted.
thing.
I ain't just saying thank you for being a That's what I was like. Yes.
Thank you,
I
Dylan.
love it.
You got that before Thanksgiving. Thank you.
I
Oh.
love that. I love that. That was great. And it seems that everybody in the comments loved it, especially though nobody says you just made my Christmas list. Said that's good
Oh, that
stuff
was
right there.
good.
Shout outs to our producer from the future. He's absolutely amazing. That Mr. DM
man.
Hunt, Dylan Matthews, all the way in Australia. Let's see. Councilman, where can everybody find you?
You can find me at Roxanne Deserves Better, ESPN on all social platforms, and live on YouTube and Twitch. Stop not recognizing NXT for the great programming that it is. And that's really it. I'm out here. I will be back tomorrow for Tuesday Night Pharaoh for NXT. I am back. Had to take a little time off, but I am back. So y'all already know how it goes down on Tuesday nights. We do the NXT watch along. We do the post show. You never know who's going to show up. So just make sure you check that out. And then I'll be here Wednesday, Thursday for TCW as well. Returning this week. Not sure what's going on Friday. We know it's Thanksgiving is Thursday. So, we're going to see what happens Friday. Gonna see who got the itis and who can make it Friday. So just throwing that out there and getting y'all prepared, because
Well, I know.
Wednesday, I mean, for people that prepare meals and all that, I don't know what's gonna happen Wednesday either, if I'm being honest, for WWT Live. So
yeah, 3:00. That's prime time preparation time.
if you guys see me on here in 29 minutes,
you starting in the morning. I don't start in the afternoon. I start in the morning.
Yeah, see, but then you're gonna be tired by that time. By 3:00, you're gonna be like, listen, I've been up here cooking all morning. I'm not.
I think I'm gonna make it. I'll be fine. I'll be here Wednesday. I'll also be here Friday for the watch along with my itis and everything. I'll probably bring a plate of leftovers for y'all. So
good question, Boza. Will there be coverage for Survivor Series? We might be able to do like a watch along or at least a post.
Yeah, at least a post.
Yeah, I may most likely. I think a post show. Well, probably
it's an early show.
I can't guarantee anything. We gotta talk to the boss lady. But I unfortunately will not be around because Honey got to do some work in the honey pot and make sure the bees is working the right way. So I will not be watching. I will make sure that I will put everything on mute because I don't like spoilers and all of that such. But I guess by Wednesday we'll know. For sure. Friday we'll know if anybody's here after the lovely meal that they're gonna have on Thursday. Let's see. You can always find me here Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays with the WWT Live crew, as well as every Friday we have our Honey Night SmackDown Watch Along, which will be on Friday, this Friday, and it's going to be a good one because it's the go home show before War Games. Paul Heyman's back. CM Punk's on SmackDown. OG Bloodline, Temu Bloodline. Need I say more? We also check out Honey Pop predictions. There really won't be any this week, only because y'all keep messing me up with all these pre-tapes, and I understand that Triple H pre-tapes because he's got some of the superstars going on vacation, spending time with their families, which I really, really love for them. Let's see. You could also find me making false accusations about said being on a Monday night show.
Accusations. These are not accusations. This is false accusation.
Just wait for that. Just wait for that envelope with the tickets.
And you will always find me acknowledging my tribal chief. So make sure you guys.
I'm the tribal chief around here. Yeah, you see me, the tribal chief. That's right.
And shout outs to all of you lovely people in the chat. Love seeing you guys in here. Boza, Jeffrey, Chris Leclerc, cousin Ron, Pachu. Did I say Boza? I said Boza. Boza, Cindy, Eric, Isaac, Aaron Teagle. Thank you for joining us. Easy Not, Jeffrey. I think I said already, but I just don't want to forget anybody. Let me see. Special little nobodies. And yeah, and Eric Isaac, yes, Castellar, Daniel Garcia. Haven't seen you in here, but good to see you. Lewis Johnson. Shout outs to everybody. Appreciate y'all so much. Shout outs to the rest of the crew of WWT. Shout outs to our Stone Cold Courtney for holding it down. She was at the events for Full Gear this weekend as well. Shout outs to Dion from All Star Fandom, the Professor, Boss Lady TK, and shout outs to, of course, my colleagues right here that you see before you, the mayor and the councilman. It's going to be a lovely week of giving thanks. So make sure y'all stay safe, be good. We'll see y'all Wednesday, maybe. That's pretty much it. Thank you guys so much for joining us on this Monday edition of WWT Live as part of Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet. We'll see you Wednesday, guys. Have a good one. How do I play it? Oh my God, it didn't play. My computer froze.
Thanks for joining WWT. Don't forget to like us on all social media platforms at WW Talk Pod. Like and subscribe on all video and audio platforms like yesterday, my G. And check out our website at www.talkpod.com. Thanks for watching Women's Wrestling Talk, the #1 women's wrestling network on the planet.